Hello everyone, and welcome to Inside Procurement, the SmartCube's video forum examining the concepts and ideas that influence procurement and supply chain executives both today and tomorrow. In this episode, we discuss market intelligence, specifically addressing three questions. First, what's the value of MI and what should it help you do? Second, how can you access market intelligence and in what types of formats? And third, what are the specific questions that you should ask yourself as you think through where to access market intelligence that you need to make better decisions? With supply chains becoming much more complex and dynamic, especially where you have constant changes to the supplier base, to industries, markets, feedstocks, etc., procurement professionals are faced with the challenge of getting a whole lot more done, but at a much faster pace and in a fact-based manner. Of course, this isn't always easy, and the data that you need can be hard to come by. Some of this business intelligence can be accessed from internal sources or directly from your suppliers, but you need to be careful with these sources, just as you should be careful with any source that you access. The last thing you want is to base your decisions on insight that's either incomplete or skewed towards a particular point of view, because then you'll end up with strategies that are myopic or worse, uncompetitive. So to develop and implement well-rounded strategies that help you work your categories better, cheaper, and faster, procurement leaders need to seek and harness robust market intelligence. Let's talk about what that actually means. So what is market intelligence and what benefits does it deliver? At its most fundamental, market intelligence is information related to an organization's environment, its suppliers, its markets, its competition. This information should help you get smarter about what's going on in your environment across all those areas, helping you understand the ins and outs. At its most optimal, market intelligence answers specific questions about your world, and that world could be a category, a process, or a market. And by answering those questions, it helps you reduce the uncertainty in your decision choices and effectively make decisions that get you to your goals, whatever those goals actually are. Let's translate that into practical specifics for the procurement executive. Good market intelligence helps achieve category management excellence with more complete and robust strategies that help not only optimize costs, but better manage and reduce risk. Good market intelligence help you reduce and avoid costs, allowing you to, for example, benchmark pricing more clearly, unbundle cost models, and evaluate substitutes much more thoroughly. Good market intelligence enables you to engage in robust supplier management, building better partnerships and long-term value-adding relationships. Good market intelligence also helps you more effectively manage commodity and feedstock volatility and build better inflation models. And as important, good market intelligence helps you become far more credible with your stakeholders, showing them that you understand their category as well as they understand it. Survey after survey bears this out. To cite one example, the Hackett Group's 2018 Key Issues study identified market intelligence, along with other tools such as spend analysis and procurement scorecards, among the most prominent analytical tools procurement executives plan to adopt in the next 2 years. But it's not just surveys. Every progressive procurement team either has or is having a serious conversation today about market intelligence. What is needed, in what form, and where to get it from. Let's talk about that next. Okay, so if you buy into the idea of and the need for market intelligence, what are your options? Broadly speaking, market intelligence can be sourced either internally by yourself or through external sources. When sourced internally or by yourself, you have a number of different go-to options. For example, quick research that can be done on the internet, information gleaned from freely available industry and trade publications, news feeds, insight and intelligence from suppliers, as well as internal subject matter experts who you can talk to and gather information from. The biggest advantage of this internal approach is that it helps meet time-sensitive needs quickly. It's also helpful in instances where you just need some basic information or some quick validation of basic facts. But having said that, there are some serious issues with this approach as well. The most prominent is the objectivity of the data you get, especially if it's sourced from your supply base. It's important to assess the data in light of vested interests and potential bias. Another issue is being able to access the right type of expertise as and when you need it. And even if you can, how current and how comprehensive and insightful is the intelligence that's provided? But again, if the need is quick and dirty, some quick online research or a phone call to a supplier or a short chat with an internal expert may be all that you need. But what happens when the needs are more complex, where you need more thorough information, where the issues require some specific, detailed, current insight? In that case, the alternative is to work with an external market intelligence provider. This has always been an important trend, but has only been increasing in both importance and value, not to mention the increasing sophistication of the market intelligence supply market that's out there. In fact, that same Hackett Group survey, the study that we referenced earlier, found that 31% of companies outsourced supply market intelligence to external partners. And this trend is expected to only increase in the next 2 to 3 years as we see more sophistication in that market. I mean, if you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. Third-party market intelligence can provide accurate, up-to-date information, and depending on who you work with, it can also provide insight-driven tools and support, all of which have the potential to substantially enhance the strategic capabilities of the procurement functions that you're working in, either overall or at the category level. Of course, one of the greatest benefits external intelligence can provide is in its credibility. Credibility that comes from professionally collected, thoughtfully deconstructed, and well-analyzed data on the array of factors that affect procurement decisions at every level. Coupled with the objectivity that a professional provider typically brings, externally sourced intelligence can be the perfect solution. That said, all external providers aren't the same. And in our next video, we'll explore the role of both syndicated and custom providers and talk about the emerging hybrid firms that are out there, combining the two capabilities. And then we'll lay out the types of questions that you should ask yourself as you look to determine what the best intelligence solution is for your organization. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to hear more from us, hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to reach out, email us at info@thesmartcube.com. This was Inside Procurement.